You don't believe it's actually happening until you feel the collision. The impact of another car slamming into yours, jarring your teeth and twisting your neck. Feeling the seatbelt snap tight against your neck as the car jerks or spins. This weekend, long after I picked this topic, I was in a car crash with a distracted driver. Luckily for my sisters and I, no injuries were sustained, and we were able to go on with our day after our car was towed and our parents could come pick us up. The point of the matter is that if this lady had been paying attention solely to the road, this would never have happened. My parents' car would still be drivable, I would not have bruises, and I would still be allowed to drive outside of Elma. According to drivers.com, distracted driving is the #1 cause of car accidents in America. Although it may seem harmless enough to send a quick text while behind the wheel, the potential consequences are severe beyond words. Driving while sending or reading a text is willingly putting yourself in danger. And not only that, but it puts others at risk as well. Texting while driving poses a serious, possibly fatal risk to all drivers, making it critical for every driver to remember that any text can wait. Put simply, if you text and drive, you're willingly putting yourself at risk. You're quite literally jeopardizing your own life for nothing more than a text. According to don'ttextanddrive.com, individuals who text while driving are 23 times more likely to be in a car crash than other drivers. But texting and driving can't be that bad, right? I mean, it's not like you're drunk driving or driving with the wheel between your knees. Wrong, actually. A common misconception about texting and driving is that it's somehow less dangerous than drinking and driving. But according to the Virginia Transportation Institute, texting while driving is actually 6 times more likely to end in a crash than driving drunk. These misconceptions about risk cause the majority of distracted driving, while others simply don't take the risk into consideration at all. In a poll I took of the drivers of Mr. Bachelor's speech class, 80% admitted to texting and driving. And when I asked these students if this was a recurring habit, 84% said that it was. When you look at these numbers and see all of these other people who are distracted behind the wheel, do you really want to be distracted too? You can't depend on others for your safety. You have to be smart enough and responsible enough to take your safety into your own hands. If your own personal safety isn't enough to prevent you from grabbing your phone, maybe others' safety will. So, now you know the risks of texting and driving. And if somehow you still think it's worth it, it's safe to say you don't realize how selfish that would be. 11 teens die daily because of texting and driving. But not all of these teens were the ones actually doing the texting, according to icebox.org. In a YouTube video that went viral, JC Good shared her story with a few teens that had admitted to texting and driving. JC was driving home with her family from her college graduation when a teenager, on his phone, drove through the same intersection, causing an 18-wheeler to have to swerve to avoid hitting this distracted driver. The 18-wheeler crashed into JC's family's car instead, killing both of her parents on impact. After 2 months of fighting for her life in ICU, JC had to spend 2 more months in the hospital learning how to walk, speak, and function again. She will be partially paralyzed for the rest of her life, not because she was texting, but because someone else was. You are not just endangering yourself by picking up that phone. You're putting every other driver on the road around you at risk. Take a moment and think about what would happen if your actions did harm another person. The Robert J. Debry and Associates website states that individuals that cause a wreck involving the injury or death of another person consistently suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder, crippling grief, and most prominently, survivor's guilt. You will have to deal with this aching regret for the rest of your life. Consider these outcomes before reaching for your phone. Texting while driving poses a serious, possibly fatal risk to all drivers, making it critical for every driver to remember that any text can wait. As harmless as one text may seem, this distracted driving is putting yourself at risk. And if this isn't enough to encourage you to put your phone down, remember that you're endangering everyone around you as well. And try to imagine living with yourself after you cause a death that could have been avoided. The numerous deaths and injuries caused by distracted driving are so easily limited, given that every driver realizes that no text is worth this risk. Before you jeopardize your own life, and those around you really question the significance of the text you're about to send. I bet it can wait, right? In fact, I know it can. No text is worth the risk of a life.